For 8 years, she designed escape room games with intricate puzzles that challenged players to think creatively under pressure, her scenarios so realistic that customers often forgot they were playing a game. Until the day armed gunmen invaded her facility during a busy evening, and the weapon hidden in her control room wasn't the only skill she'd kept secret from her hostage rescue days. Welcome to True Human Tales. Before we begin this powerful story of hidden courage and puzzle-solving heroism, tell me in the comments from which city in the world are you watching this video today. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Mindscape Escape Rooms occupied a converted warehouse in the entertainment district. Its 12,000 square feet transformed into 8 immersive themed environments that transported players into scenarios ranging from zombie apocalypse survival to ancient Egyptian tomb exploration. The facility had operated for 8 years, building a reputation for innovative puzzle design, theatrical production values, and the kind of challenging experiences that attracted everyone from corporate team-building groups to serious puzzle enthusiasts seeking the ultimate test of problem-solving skills. Each escape room was a masterpiece of environmental storytelling, with authentic props, sophisticated lighting systems, and audio effects that created complete sensory experiences. The scenarios required players to work collaboratively, combining observation skills, logical reasoning, and creative thinking to solve complex multi-layered puzzles within 60-minute time limits that created genuine tension and excitement. The heart of the operation was the central control room, where game masters monitored all 8 scenarios simultaneously through hidden cameras and audio systems that allowed real-time observation of player progress. The control room resembled a television production studio, with multiple screens displaying each room's activity and communication systems that enabled game masters to provide hints and guidance that maintained appropriate challenge levels without allowing frustration to overwhelm the entertainment experience. For the past 8 years, the facility's most popular and challenging scenarios had been designed by Sarah Martinez, whose background in psychology and engineering allowed her to create puzzles that tested not just intelligence, but teamwork, communication, and problem-solving under pressure. At 47, Sarah moved with the focused intensity of someone who understood that successful entertainment required attention to details that most people never considered, her headset and monitoring equipment as essential to the experience as the elaborate sets and props that players encountered. Sarah's expertise encompassed far more than simple puzzle creation. She understood group psychology well enough to design challenges that brought out the best collaborative instincts in diverse teams, could calibrate difficulty levels that provided satisfaction without causing defeat, and somehow always knew exactly which hints would guide struggling teams toward solutions without diminishing their sense of accomplishment. Regular customers had developed genuine appreciation for Sarah's innovative scenarios over the years, often returning with different groups to experience new challenges or attempt scenarios they'd previously found too difficult. The corporate clients from downtown law firms appreciated scenarios that tested leadership and communication skills under pressure. Birthday party groups enjoyed themed adventures that accommodated different skill levels while ensuring everyone contributed to eventual success. What made Sarah exceptional wasn't just her puzzle design abilities, though those were considerable, but her talent for creating experiences that revealed people's hidden strengths and problem-solving capabilities. She could observe team dynamics through her monitoring systems and provide guidance that helped shy participants find their voices, encouraged analytical thinkers to trust creative instincts, and somehow always ensured that victory felt earned rather than given. Children were naturally excited by the immersive environments and creative challenges that Sarah's scenarios provided. She had designed special family-friendly versions of popular themes that maintained excitement while ensuring age-appropriate content and difficulty levels. Parents appreciated how Sarah's games encouraged children to work cooperatively with adults, creating shared experiences that built confidence and problem-solving skills. Sarah's control room was organized with systematic precision that reflected both her engineering background and her understanding of crisis management, monitoring equipment positioned for optimal oversight of all scenarios, communication systems that could isolate individual rooms or broadcast facility-wide announcements, and emergency protocols that could unlock all rooms instantly if medical or safety situations arose. The facility's success required careful scheduling, with advance reservations often booked weeks ahead during peak evening and weekend periods when office workers and social groups sought challenging entertainment that combined mental stimulation with social interaction. Sarah's reputation for innovative puzzle design had made Mindscape one of the region's premier escape room destinations. What customers and facility management didn't know was that Sarah's exceptional ability to remain calm under pressure and coordinate complex operations while monitoring multiple simultaneous crises had been developed in contexts far more critical than entertainment challenges. Her expertise in managing high-stress situations, coordinating team responses, and making life-or-death decisions under extreme time pressure came from 16 years with the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Hostage Rescue Team, where she'd specialized in tactical psychology and crisis negotiation. Special Agent Sarah Martinez had served from 1995 to 2011, working everything from domestic hostage situations to international terrorism. Incidents that required sophisticated psychological assessment and tactical coordination. Her official FBI record listed her specialty as crisis psychology and tactical communication, but her actual experience included designing rescue operations, where understanding criminal psychology and predicting human behavior under extreme stress meant the difference between successful resolution and tragic casualties. Sarah had worked cases where hostage situations involved international terrorists, domestic extremists, and criminal organizations that employed sophisticated psychological manipulation techniques. Her expertise included analyzing criminal behavior patterns, predicting hostage-taker responses to tactical pressure, and coordinating rescue operations that required split-second timing and flawless communication between multiple specialized units operating in high-risk environments. Her transition to civilian entertainment work had been carefully planned after experiences that had taught her to value the positive applications of psychological pressure and problem-solving challenges. Mindscape represented everything she'd learned to appreciate about human psychology: the satisfaction of overcoming challenges through cooperation, the confidence that came from successful problem-solving, and the social bonding that occurred when people worked together toward shared goals under manageable pressure. The facility's investors knew Sarah was former federal law enforcement, but had no idea of the scope of her experience with crisis situations and tactical psychology. Her background seemed perfect for entertainment work that required understanding group dynamics and managing challenging scenarios that tested people's problem-solving abilities without creating genuine distress. What they didn't know was that Sarah's control room included more than standard entertainment monitoring equipment. The secured storage area contained detailed protocols for managing real emergencies, communication equipment that could coordinate with law enforcement tactical units, and security systems that reflected her understanding of both facility protection and crisis management requirements that extended far beyond entertainment applications. For 8 years, Sarah had found deep satisfaction in her escape room work. Creating positive psychological challenges had gradually replaced the stress of managing life-threatening crises, and the steady rhythm of entertainment operations had allowed her to use her skills for building confidence and social cooperation rather than managing dangerous criminals in traumatic situations. Her greatest pleasure came from watching teams achieve goals they'd initially thought impossible, and seeing people discover problem-solving abilities they hadn't known they possessed. Friday, October 25th, was a busy evening during the Halloween season, when themed escape rooms attracted maximum customer interest. The facility was operating at full capacity with all 8 scenarios running simultaneously, hosting corporate groups, birthday parties, and date-night couples seeking challenging entertainment that combined mental stimulation with shared adventure. Sarah had arrived at 4 p.m. to prepare the evening's operations, ensuring that all monitoring systems were functional and scenario props were positioned correctly for optimal puzzle experiences. By 7 p.m., the facility was bustling with groups engaged in various stages of their escape room adventures, creating the energetic atmosphere of collaborative problem-solving that made successful entertainment facilities special. During the peak evening period, when multiple groups were simultaneously engaged in different scenarios, Sarah was monitoring a particularly challenging puzzle sequence when she observed something through her security cameras that triggered immediate alarm. 3 men entering through the facility's main entrance with movements and behavior patterns that her psychological training recognized as operational rather than recreational. Sarah's threat assessment protocols, honed through years of analyzing criminal behavior and predicting dangerous situations, immediately identified multiple warning indicators. The men's coordination was too precise for casual entertainment seekers, their attention focused on facility layout and security arrangements rather than the escape room experiences they'd ostensibly come to enjoy, and their body language displayed the controlled tension that Sarah had learned to associate with individuals preparing for criminal activities. Sarah's monitoring systems, designed for observing puzzle-solving behavior, provided perfect surveillance capability for assessing the developing threat. Through multiple camera angles, she could observe the men conducting what appeared to be reconnaissance of the facility's layout, customer locations, and security vulnerabilities, rather than showing interest in any of the available escape room scenarios. The men positioned themselves strategically throughout the facility in ways that suggested preparation for controlling both the building and the customers inside, rather than participating in entertainment activities. Their timing coincided with peak capacity when the facility held its maximum number of customers. 43 people spread across 8 locked rooms, creating the kind of contained environment that criminal enterprises sometimes targeted for robbery or worse. At 8:23 p.m., during the evening's busiest period when all scenarios were simultaneously active and customers were locked into their respective challenge rooms, Sarah's suspicions were confirmed when she observed one of the men produce what appeared to be a concealed firearm while communicating through an earpiece with what were obviously external coordinators. Sarah realized she was witnessing the preparation phase of what law enforcement called a captive audience attack, a criminal operation designed to exploit situations where victims were contained in controlled environments with limited escape options, making them ideal targets for robbery, hostage-taking, or worse criminal activities. As Sarah assessed the threat level and prepared to implement emergency protocols, she observed the first man move toward the control room area where she could be neutralized, preventing her from unlocking the escape rooms or coordinating with law enforcement. The sight of armed criminals threatening her customers triggered Sarah's federal agent instincts with an intensity that transcended her 8 years of peaceful entertainment work. That's when Sarah stopped being an escape room designer and became a hostage rescue specialist again. Sarah's response combined the tactical psychology and crisis management expertise she'd developed during her FBI career with intimate knowledge of the facility's layout and systems that she'd designed specifically with security considerations in mind. Her first priority was protecting the customers who were locked in escape rooms and had no awareness of the developing threat, using her control systems to coordinate their safety while neutralizing the criminal operation. The facility's communication system, which Sarah had designed with both entertainment and emergency applications in mind, became the primary tool for coordinating customer protection. Her voice, calm and authoritative despite the circumstances, activated protocols that secured all escape rooms while simultaneously alerting customers to follow emergency procedures disguised as special game elements that wouldn't create panic. Sarah's service weapon, a Sig Sauer P229 that had been her duty sidearm throughout her FBI career, came from the secured compartment in her control room where she'd maintained it according to federal agent protocols even during her civilian career. Her position in the control room provided excellent tactical oversight of the entire facility, and her years of monitoring human behavior had given her intimate knowledge of every sightline and strategic advantage. The armed men had expected to control a facility full of locked rooms containing helpless customers whose escape options were limited by the very security features that made escape rooms function as entertainment venues. What they encountered instead was coordinated resistance delivered by someone who understood both criminal psychology and the specific facility systems that could be weaponized for defensive purposes. Sarah's FBI training enabled her to coordinate defensive positions while simultaneously managing customer evacuation through emergency exits that were concealed within the escape room scenarios themselves, features she'd designed based on her tactical experience but had never expected to use for real crisis management. Sarah's control room systems, designed for monitoring entertainment scenarios, provided perfect intelligence-gathering capabilities for coordinating with responding law enforcement. Her tactical communication training enabled her to provide real-time updates about criminal positions and customer locations while maintaining operational security that prevented the attackers from intercepting her coordination efforts. The facility's escape room scenarios, designed to create challenging problem-solving environments, became tactical assets as Sarah used her knowledge of each room's hidden passages and secret mechanisms to coordinate customer evacuation through routes that the criminals couldn't predict or control. Sarah's crisis psychology training allowed her to manage both customer safety and criminal neutralization simultaneously, using her understanding of hostage-taker psychology to predict and counter their tactical decisions while ensuring that her customers' safety remained the primary operational objective. Within 19 minutes, the criminal operation was neutralized, the facility was secure, and the 43 customers who had come for challenging entertainment were safe from an attack that could have turned their recreational evening into a traumatic hostage situation. Sarah's immediate threat recognition and tactical response had prevented what could have become a high-profile incident that would have devastated both the victims and the entertainment industry's reputation for safety. The emergency procedures that Sarah implemented proved their effectiveness as customers were evacuated through concealed exits with minimal panic and no civilian casualties. Customers later described how the special emergency scenario had been managed with the same professional expertise they'd come to expect from Mindscape's regular entertainment offerings, not realizing until afterward that they'd experienced a real-life crisis management operation. The investigation revealed the scope of the planned attack, a sophisticated operation designed to exploit escape room facilities' controlled environments for extended hostage situations that could generate maximum media attention and ransom demands. The criminals had researched facility layouts, customer capacity, and security protocols with thoroughness that suggested professional planning and significant criminal experience. What they hadn't researched was Sarah Martinez. The FBI agents who debriefed Sarah were familiar with her hostage rescue team background and understood immediately why the criminal operation had failed so completely. 16 years of experience managing crisis situations in tactical psychology, combined with 8 years of intimate knowledge of facility operations and customer behavior patterns. The media wanted to interview her about her transition from federal law enforcement to entertainment work, about the criminal threats that target entertainment venues, about the moment when her two careers had intersected to protect innocent people seeking recreational challenges. Sarah politely declined interview requests, preferring to focus attention on the positive aspects of escape room entertainment rather than the criminal elements that occasionally threaten public spaces. Mindscape Escape Rooms resumed normal operations the following week with enhanced security protocols and a deeper appreciation for the woman who designed their most challenging scenarios. Sarah returned to her control room duties with the same quiet professionalism that had made her scenarios legendary among puzzle enthusiasts, monitoring entertainment challenges with the same dedication that had made her invaluable to both her federal career and her entertainment work. The only visible change was a small recognition from facility management, acknowledging her extraordinary service during an emergency situation. Sarah had requested that it emphasize entertainment innovation and customer safety rather than law enforcement, preferring to be remembered for the thousands of positive problem-solving experiences she'd created rather than the one evening when her other skills had been needed. Because some people dedicate their careers to protecting others through understanding human psychology and crisis management, and when they transition from federal service to entertainment, their protective instincts find new applications in creating positive challenges rather than managing dangerous ones. Sarah had spent 16 years helping resolve crisis situations and 8 years helping people discover their problem-solving capabilities through entertaining challenges. The puzzles were different, but the mission remained consistent: understand human psychology and use that knowledge to help people achieve goals they initially thought impossible, whether escaping from criminals or escaping from locked rooms designed for fun. So now I ask you, have you ever met someone like Sarah? Someone who seemed like just a friendly escape room designer until the moment they revealed the depths of their expertise and dedication? Someone whose daily presence made you feel safer without knowing why? Tell me in the comments where are you watching from today and share their story with us. And if you believe stories like this need to be heard, hit that subscribe button and help us make sure they are. We publish human stories that matter every single week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next story. And remember, sometimes the person designing your puzzle knows more about real escape strategies than you could ever imagine.